Good morning. It's around 8:30, um, Thursday, January the 2nd, 2020. I think that's the first time I've said 2020, 2020 uh, out loud this year. I'm on my way into work on my usual sort of 20-minute walk from the train station to the office. And I just wanted to capture a few ideas and thoughts around having a blogging audience, about having an audience in mind when you're writing blog articles. I was reading a book yesterday that one of my best friends and fellow mental health blogger, Amy Wilson, got me for Christmas. I think it's called something like How to Write Blog Posts That Work or That Engage Your Audience, or something like that. I'll check the title and link it when I post this up. The chapter I was reading was around identifying your target or your ideal audience. Who are your blog readers? Mainly from the point of view of that helping you when you're coming up with ideas or sitting down to write. Sometimes I know for myself, I come up with ideas. I don't have any shortage of blogging ideas. I have lists of ideas. Sometime last year, I sort of compiled several of these shorter lists into one. There's at least 30 titles in there. Most of them, if I may say so, pretty good titles, pretty good ideas. But I sometimes find it hard to actually pick one up and get going with it. Sometimes it just doesn't seem the right topic at the particular time. Other times I get a little bit overawed by my own ideas, in the sense that I might have an idea that seems particularly relevant or important or interesting. And I don't feel in that moment that I'm in a place to do it justice. So I was reading this book yesterday and wondering if focusing myself on our target audience, on our ideal reader, or an example sort of sample reader, might help me move forward with some of these pieces. The blog book, I had a few suggestions around that. It was saying how you might consider yourself as the ideal reader from the point of view of, if you are wanting to talk about something, share something you have some experience of, knowledge of, and let's be honest, why else would you be writing? Then it might help to have your past self, perhaps yourself when you started that particular journey, whatever it might be, in mind as your ideal reader. So you'd be writing to an earlier version of yourself, thinking back to what you didn't know at the time, what you were struggling with, what you were inquiring about. So that's certainly something I think I might try. From my point of view, I am in this mental health journey. I guess I would be thinking of myself maybe, let's see, sort of 8-9 years ago, maybe slightly longer than that. It's about 8.5 years since Fran and I met, which is when my mental health journey, or my journey towards understanding some of the realities of mental illness and its impact on people themselves and on those who love and care about them. That's kind of like when my journey started. So maybe I'll hold that version of myself in mind when I'm picking up my pen or my keyboard to write. Another suggestion the book had was to have perhaps a specific person, like a real life person, in mind. Maybe someone you know who does read your blog, who does get something from it. And I think that's maybe something I'll try as well. Maybe I don't need to have one single ideal reader or target reader. Maybe I could have a little mental sort of list of 2 or 3. I actually have one person in mind for that. I won't mention their name here, but it's someone I connected with later last year, towards the end of last year, and who certainly has read our book, reads our blog posts, and does. I have had a definitely kind of rapport with. So, but it's also quite useful, I think, somebody I don't know too well personally. So I think that could be useful. And then I guess the third approach, which for me doesn't, I don't know, I'm not quite so sure how that will work for me. It's more to have to sort of invent like a sort of fictional reader of our blog. Sort of based on various criteria that I may or may not pull off from the stats of those who do read, or that I know read our blog. So that might be to sort of create a character, a fictional character. And the book was suggesting, the book I was reading was suggesting, you do like a mini profile for them, age, nationality, gender, interests. Just a brief kind of pen portrait, I guess, of who that person might be. And as I'm saying that now, even though I just said maybe that wouldn't work to me, it's kind of interesting because I'm thinking the exercise of putting that little profile together could be a useful blog post in itself. So maybe I will take that forward after all. So anyway, I just wanted to capture those few ideas that I was having. I'd be interested in hearing what you think of it, what you think of these ideas. If you're a blogger yourself, then certainly, is that something you find useful yourself when you're sitting down to write? Who do you have in mind as your audience? So I know a few bloggers out there, so maybe I'll put that question out sort of explicitly when I share this piece. So okay, I'm approaching the office now, so I'm going to finish there. Thanks for listening. Do let me know your thoughts. Take care now. Bye bye.